Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves as a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
and finding our inner Barack and Michelle.
Or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Who we picking this week? Oh, yes. Oprah Winfrey and Stedman Graham. Queen Oprah and King Stedman. She don't believe in no gender role standards for her. Come on, Queen. Also, side note, Stedman is low-key fine. I don't know if I'm the only one. I remember being younger and like seeing pictures of Oprah and Stedman. I'm like, Stedman is low-key fire. And nobody ever talk about Stedman like that. But I think he fine. Don't you?
No.
Oh. That was only a test. No, I'm just joking.
I'm Niram.
Oh, and I'm Niambi.
And this is the fourth show.
We made it.
Yes. Be sure to leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes.
Be clear now. Be clear.
5-star.
Because you know some petty folks out there.
I don't want no 1, no 2, no 3, no 4. I only want 5-star ratings on iTunes and Stitcher. So please leave that, and we'll shout you guys out.
Cool.
So what's up, girl? How you doing?
All right, Niambi check-in. So what's going on in my mind today? So first off, I want to talk a little bit about Wonder Woman because it's been on my to-do list to go see Wonder Woman because I feel bad. I feel like as a woman in the woman unspoken code rule books, I need to be in line the first week to go see this. But low-key, I know nothing about Wonder Woman, her power, her universe, who her crew is. Like, is she with Superman, Batman, the Iron Man, Black Panther? Is she with the Black Panther? I know. Did you shake your head and say no? The Avengers. Like, I don't know enough about it. But is there any other women superheroes except Storm?
You got like Catwoman.
Oh, that's right,
Superwoman, things of that sort. But they don't really. That's not for the white boy culture who do these comic books and shit.
Oh, come on. That's a separate episode.
Yeah.
But I do think it's important to go see it. Because also I found out that the director is a woman. Her name is Patty Jenkins. So it's on my to-do list. I want y'all to hold me accountable. So I might not get it by Friday, but by next Monday, I want to at least see this Superwoman movie. Because I feel as part of me is being a part of the sisterhood of this. Of being a woman that I need to go see and support this. I heard it's not trash though. I was worried it's gonna be trash.
They are killing in the box office. Like Wonder Woman is the highest selling movie done by a woman director.
All right.
So they killing it, and they didn't even have a budget like a Avengers.
They no money.
No,
75 cents on the dollar, just like they always do us women.
That's what they did, and she still blew that shit out the water.
What is Superwoman? What is Wonder Woman's power?
She got a lasso. That's all I know.
That's how us ladies got to hold it down. See, that's what I'm talking about. All these other folks got all these superpowers and throw lasers and turn stuff into, froze. And she just got a lasso?
I don't know.
You don't know? I thought you kind of like that stuff.
I never got a Wonder Woman comic book. I used to always get them from like my cousins and stuff. So.
Well, Wonder Woman. Is there a black version of Wonder Woman?
I don't know. Listeners. Oh. Black nerds out there.
Yes.
Is there a black version of Wonder Woman?
It gotta be. It shouldn't be, is there? I should say, where is she and what's her name?
Well, what's her superpower?
Black woman?
Yeah.
Resiliency. Oh. No, but for real, Black love community, I do want to go out there and support, Wonder Woman. I think it's important for all us girls and women to stick together and support each other, especially for the babies. It's important for them to, to see that and move forward. Mm-hmm. Also, what I'm in the midst of doing between now and then, I might add this to their to-do list. So I'm preparing for a family visit. As Niram knows, my family's coming into town. So that means Mama and Papa is coming into town. So that means I have to get ready to entertain. They always say, don't worry. We just want to come and sit and look at you. Those are all lies.
Those are black fallacies.
They want to come and be entertained. Okay, they want to be wined and dined. They want to be shown different places. But I don't mind. I always enjoy them coming. I miss them. It's been a while since I've seen them. I'm thinking about going to the beach, but it's so darn cold still. Mm-hmm. It's too cold outside. But what we gonna do regardless is have a barbecue.
Hey.
We always have a barbecue or a celebration of some form. I remember one time my dad came in town, and he flew, mind you, and on the plane he brought some ribs with him. And I went to pick him up, and it was a nice bag, so it went in the garbage bag. No, don't do my daddy like that. But he came, and I was like, oh, Dad, what's in that cooler? It looked like a duffel cooler. I didn't know. I just thought it was a different duffel bag he got on sale somewhere. And he's like, oh, be careful, that's heavy. That's my ribs.
My ribs.
I was like,
put that on the grill.
I said, Dad, we got markets. We sell ribs and seasoning and out here in Massachusetts, Connecticut. But he was like, but they was on sale. Because I don't know about y'all, but my family believe in the deep freezer. And in that deep freezer is all types of meat and bacon and pie crust and everything for any occasion. So, I'm really excited about them coming. But I do have to get my mind right. Because after about 3 or 4 days with my parents, it becomes the episode of Walking Dead. So I need to get there. Are you prepared for it? Yeah.
I'm getting there mentally. Pops, I know you listening. You bringing us some ribs?
Please. Don't you know what? Don't encourage it because he gonna do it. He gonna come on that plane with ribs. And we don't got enough room in our freezer. Dad, if you listening, we just gonna go to the market when you get here. Okay. The other thing that I'm going through and figuring out is, this would be another good episode. We're just rolling them. We got to start making note. Mm-hmm. We're also in the process of selling our home. So probably about 4 years ago, we bought our first home, and it was exhausting. We have lots of tips and tricks and things we wish we wouldn't have did or how we would have did it. We'll happily share it with y'all in another episode or a time. But it is exhausting to sell a house. Like, I thought it was going to be easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I thought I was just going to put it on there. Folks will come by. It'll be great and convenient. But it's not. Like, pop-up visits, tours, open houses.
Shit. Always got to keep the house clean.
Always clean. And not just normal clean. Like immaculate clean.
Pristine. Because you never know when somebody your real estate agent called like, hey, can y'all make a visit today?
And then, I don't know
I'm sitting in my damn drawers. Like, damn, I got to put on some clothes.
Put on some clothes. That is the truth. So you got to put on your clothes. But my thing is, y'all, every morning, Niram like to get up and fry some bacon. And I was like, Niram, you cannot have this house smell like bacon and fried chicken and collard greens. Like, you got to air the house out. So we even timing our meals when we make a certain meal so we can open the windows, because it's nothing worse to come in the house you think you about to live into and it smells like bacon. But
bacon smell good.
You don't want to walk in the house with your clothes smell like, that's the worst. I hate for my clothes to smell like food when you go out in public.
It's one thing y'all gonna know about Niambi. She always about some damn smells.
Yes.
And bacon. And
bacon.
Her
and
clothes
trash.
Smell like bacon.
The trash need to go out every single day.
God, it don't even be nothing in there.
It doesn't matter.
It's nothing in the trash bag to even go out.
But come on. There you go again. You always jumping in on my check-ins. But going back to me in the idea of selling our home, the hardest part is this idea of de-negroizing our house.
What?
You know what I'm talking about. You got to de-negroize it. So I don't know if y'all know, but it's something out there called the black tax for home buyers and sellers, right? Mm-hmm. So the idea is, as we said before, we live in white-ass New England. So, the literature, I'm a doctoral student. I always go to the literature. The literature says that, the majority is less likely to buy homes from, black people, or when they do buy homes, they lowball them. So, I need all my coins. So, de-negroizing your house means I gotta take all my family pictures down. I gotta watch what books I got out. I believe in Von Zant and the Neelys. All that gotta go. The miseducation of a Negro. I can't have none of that stuff out. My African art gotta be gone. My Nagusa Saba gone. Shout out to Kwanzaa. I cannot wait to do a Kwanzaa episode.
No Nagusa Saba.
No Nagusa Saba. They don't want to hear about that. I got so into it that, I wanted to start putting pictures of my white friends up. But Neil wouldn't let me. Because, we got all types of friends. We have a diversity of friends. That friends are just like family, So I was like, we gonna put this picture. I ain't gonna say their name. They might be listening. Put our picture of so-and-so up here on this mantle and pretend it's our family. But Neil was like, you going too far.
I was wondering when that Neely's cookbook was at.
I had to disappear. It's certain stuff. I left out what books? I left out Christy Teigen. I think she's nice and culturally ambiguous for folks to do it. But some books I left out, but some of them I put them on up. You should see our walls; they just bare. It might got a mirror on it. Because y'all know I believe in that African art and that black art and black pride.
Mm-hmm.
Next, so work check-in. So I know folks have been, getting a kick out of my little stories. I said, when I go to when I go to work and stuff like that. So what we got this week? Look, where do I even begin? So first, the past few days been really low key. So no crazy guests, nothing like that. But guess what? My coworkers took me completely off guard. So the person who came to me, she's usually really happy, upbeat, like it's real bubbly. Like, you know, the type of person who come, their energy is just positive. Like, I really, really like her. Or, you know what, rewind. So before I even get to that part, first, I probably should just describe the type of people that I work with. How do I even do it? They lack a little bit of emotional intelligence. Meaning they're super, super sweet people, but they just a little bit off. Does that make... So think of... Who do people I can say they're a combination of? So they're a combination of Forrest Gump and Zach... What's his name? Galifianakis? Yeah, you know the one from Hangover and got the Fern show?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know how he be talking like... Sometimes he talk crazy and be saying these real off-guard stuff. And you be like, what the... But then after they say the out-of-pocket stuff, then they give you the Forrest Gump look. And I'm like, were you trying to get me? Or was you sincerely asking me this question and wanted to know? So, you know, I battle back and forth when I work with them to say, wait a minute, you're not going to try me and you're not going to get me. So I always got to have my petty radar up. But for the most part, they're sweet people. So I have to just make sure that I'm aware of it. Anywho. So going back to my coworker. So she was looking just sad and deflated, like super, super sad, like to the point where, you know, I asked her like, you know, hey, so-and-so. Oh, I'm getting good at not saying names. You know, what's wrong? And first she was like, you know, nothing, Niambi. You know how folks play coy. Oh, nothing, Niambi. I'm like, okay. Less than 2 minutes later, because it's slow, she come back to me. She like, you know how you have tears in your eyes a little bit, like it'd be glassy. Yeah. And I'm like, Lord, what's wrong with this woman? Like, is she sick? And she came to me and she was like, Jim was murdered last night.
Jim? Murdered?
I was like, murdered? Mind you, we live in
white ass
New England in a very rural area. It ain't no murders. So I'm like, I didn't even see it on the news or, well, you know, that's a different episode too. We don't got real TV, y'all. We just got Roku and US TV, so we don't know what's happening. But I didn't hear about it, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, offered her sympathy. I told her I'm gonna think and pray for her. And, you know, we talked for like a good 10 minutes on, you know, how great Jim was and how he was always there for her and just cheerful and was just a huge part of the family. And, you know, we got to talking and she was going into a lot of detail. So, you know, me, look, Midwest nosy. I said, well, how Jim died? You know, what happened?
He got murdered.
But how murdered? It's like he got stabbed. You know, I need to know what's going on. Is this in my neighborhood? Like, you know, I need to know if it's a serial killer loose, right? Mm-hmm. And then she was like, he got hit by a car. I was like, shut the hell up. Like, you don't hear about grown people. Again, like if you're in a major city like Boston or something,
people get hit by cars.
They get hit by cars, but not out where we at. People just don't get hit by cars. So I was like, well, what happened? Where was he? And she was like, you know, he just got so excited. He just ran out the door. And I was like, what? And so now I'm thinking like, Lord, was Jim a baby? A child? Like a child? I said, girl, you shouldn't even be here. Like, How old was Jim? You know? And then she was like, well, in human years, he was 35, but in dog years, he was 5. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. Like, I was like, ma'am, I think my mouth hit the damn ground. I was like, ma'am. I said, oh, Jim is a dog? And she was like, yes, a Great Pyrenees. I said, oh, I just could not take it. I'm thinking we talking about a human this whole time. I'm, you know, from my culture, the Midwest African American, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get a little piece of money and send her a honey baked ham, right? Out of respect.
Make her a lasagna.
Because somebody got hit by a car and died and you up here?
Right.
Ringing out and no, you should be home with your family, right? And it's a darn dog. And so I had to cut that conversation short. I was like, well, baby girl, I got to go to the back. You know, I'm thinking about you. Take time for yourself. But the tea is the next day, she gonna come back to me talking about, hey, Niambi, thanks for listening. I said, no problem. I just wanted to let you know, I felt like, you know, we had a connection. So if you want to come to the memorial service, you're more than welcome. Ma'am, I ain't going to no damn dog memorial service, okay? So that's...
So they gonna have repast?
I don't know what it was, but I cut it short. Whatever it was, you know, I had to repent to the Lord. I was like, I gotta work. She didn't even have to get the day out. I was like, I'm at work, I'm studying, I'm breathing, I'm sleeping. I cannot come. It just took me so off guard. So what I would say is, you know, R.I.P. Jim. But that's how I would describe my colleagues. Like, you maybe should have started within the first sentence that this was a dog.
Dog, yeah.
When you're talking about murdered and hit and died. But she was so serious.
I guess all dogs go to heaven.
All dogs go. I love that movie. Did you watch that as a child?
Yeah.
Oh my god, they got a part 2.
I ain't see that one.
Oh, you ain't seen the part 2?
That must be in the Disney vault.
Ooh, no, it's actually on Hulu because I watched it the last week.
Oh,
God.
God.
It is a good movie. All right, let me wrap it up. I'm sitting here running my mouth. But lastly, I'm finally moving out this funk. It took a minute, though. I was in it for about
Lord.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said in the first episode, I have these cycles of productivity and funk. So I'm about to get excited because I feel a cycle of productivity coming this weekend. Like I said, it was nothing that some vitamins and a few sessions with my therapist and prayer could not take care of. Now, y'all better listen to your body and your mind and take those vitamins. A lot of times brown folks be playing it off like these vitamins not important. I take so many vitamins and I believe in them.
I know you do.
So, I take my multivitamin, but as far as mood, y'all better take that high dosage of vitamin D, at least 5,000. I say 5 to 10,000, especially brown folks in climates where you can't get no sun. Mm-hmm. It will change your life.
Shit, take a whole bottle. You can't OD off vitamin D.
But you remember you did that a few years back? Oh, I was worried, y'all. Look, y'all know we be in the education, right? So Niram gonna go get this study and they talk about they got this vitamin D therapy where you just take 100,000 ml. I said, at once? Mind you, Niram can barely swallow aspirin. I said, how you gonna take 20 of those pills? But you said it worked though, did you?
I was happy.
But no, again, it's about me. So again, I believe in a good vitamin D, y'all. Some St. John wort, some B12. You talking about them is the natural happy pills. You take them consistently, your whole life will be different. And if that sex life ain't where it need to be, look into maca root. MACCA. You got to be careful with that though. You got to be careful with that maca root. You take it at the wrong time, the wind blow, you get pregnant. So you have to be careful. But I do believe in those. And then also going to see a therapist. That's not something, brown folks talk about a lot and doing. And we 90% of us need to go do it.
Sure do.
And I believe in going seeing a therapist and talking to it. And mine is a beautiful queen. She is a young Von Zant and she is the truth. She be having me in there with all my feelings just raw. But you know what? I'm healing. Mm-hmm. And with that, that's my update. That's how I'm doing. As always, God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
Come on. What you up to, Niram?
Does she rub your heart and say, just do the work, sister? Do the work.
She don't go that far, but she be getting me. Like, she don't let me just go. Like, I'll spiral, start talking about this. And she be like, Niambi, stop, look, and recognize. And she be having me work through it. Like I said, she is the truth, and I recommend everyone find a therapist or talk to a therapist. Maybe we need to invite. I might need to ask her if she's willing to
come on
the show, or at least say a few words. Maybe just record her and talk about the benefits of talk therapy and vitamin D.
And seeing a black therapist.
Come on, right. Especially as a couple. We went through a few of y'all though. Okay, and I'm wrap this up, Niram. It take a minute to really find a good therapist because me and Niram, we did like couple therapy, because I think it's always good to do updates and check in and have a third party there. We had one. No, we went to 2, 3 of them. That first one, she got on my damn nerves.
That white lady.
I knew from that point, I don't know if I could have a white therapist because she was trying me. So we telling our story, sharing our lives and going back and forth. And here come Niram talking about his upbringing. She gonna bust out in tears. I said, ma'am, don't fall for the hype.
I had a sad story.
Then she just go bypass me and talk about you need to be more giving and think. I said, no. No. But all right, come on, Niram.
What up, though, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. First things first, I just gotta get this out because this is on my heart. Like, my heart goes out to like the folks over there in London and like all these damn attacks. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but it's scary. Yeah. And I was thinking about even going over there and visiting, but I'm canceling my plans because
it's so much.
That's the last thing I need. My ass be over there, and then the damn terrorist attack come over there, and then I gotta be super Negro because I'm jumping in the damn Thames River. Going. So
it's so sad.
It is
going on and what's on people's minds and hearts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In the way that I think politics, as you call it, Cheeto, is using it in such a I don't know, sneaky, strategic way. People are dying.
Yeah, people are dying. At concerts, you got little kids, like all this shit, and you got like Cheeto talking about this is why we need to put more bans and travel restrictions and shit like that. And it's like, dude, like, have you ever heard of homegrown terrorists?
And it's plenty.
It's plenty.
Come on.
Timothy McVeigh, that dude who shot up,
Yeah.
what was that church in South Carolina, North Carolina? Like, most of the time they be white.
Yeah.
They be white. And then they make it sound like these motherfuckers trouble.
Yeah.
Troubled teen.
Yeah.
Timmy trouble.
Yeah.
And y'all ain't got him no damn therapist. Y'all knew Timmy was crazy when he was killing damn cats and dogs
In the backyard.
in the backyard when he was little.
Come on.
So, you know, my heart goes out to that. But, you know, we got to stay woke with all the things that's going here, especially with Cheeto, because they trying to use all that news, all that stuff that's going on over there to trick us and, you know, give us these white lies and fallacies. So
Fear mongering.
yeah.
Everyone's scared.
Yeah. So stay woke, y'all. And, you know, keep fighting the good fight. You know, those maggots, you know, that's the Make America Great Again Trump supporters.
Ooh.
Maggots, you know.
I didn't even know about that.
That's what they call. You know, they'll try you. So, you know, you just got to treat them like they are. Maggots. Hey.
Shut it down. You got to get rid of them, man. You can't just let it go.
I know, right? You got to put out some traps or something. So,
and the way you kill them is go voting, because you know it's about to be that midterm election. Before we blink, it's going to be the midterm election. I need y'all to get ready.
And you know they already talking about voter suppression and all that other stuff. So
that's how you kill the maggot.
Yeah.
You vote.
You got to vote because, you know, it ain't that many. It ain't that many maggots. So, you know, you got to go out there and do it. So, on a lighter note, shout out to Leslie McSpadden. Mike Brown mama, she just received her high school diploma at 37.
Come on, mama.
Same time her daughter did. So that's what's up. It's never too late.
Oh, that's so good.
Kudos to you. You know, I know what, you know, everything going on, and, you know, you losing Mike, you know, I still feel like that's something you need to celebrate.
Absolutely.
Like, you went back and got that shit, girl. So, you know, head nod to you, sis. Yes. You know, everybody been talking about the Bachelorette, like all on Twitter and shit like that. So, you know, I'm like 3 episodes behind. So, you know, I decided to
It's only 3 weeks in, isn't it?
Yeah. And they already talking about, because, you know, she the first black one. She the first black Bachelorette and like all this other stuff. So, you know, I tried to get into it and it just didn't work out.
I never got into the Bachelor or the Bachelorette.
Me either. But, you know, I figured she a black woman. Supporter. Like, I got to support, like, get her some views.
Yeah, just even
you know, play it back on my Hulu so they can, you know, get them views and shit like that. But I'm not feeling her.
What's wrong with
I'm
her?
not feeling her personality.
How she be? What's her sign? No.
You know, she was like, well, you know, I need to go meet with my friends. And, you know, she go meet, and there's, you know, in this mansion, there's all white girls.
Oh, she ain't had one black friend?
It was like maybe
brown?
one. It was like one.
Oh, okay.
But it was like, you know, it was like all Becky's with good hair.
Oh. Well.
So, you know, that kind of just brushed me off the wrong way. And, you know, I don't know, like her whole personality, like I can't vibe with her. So I did my 10 minutes. I hope that count Nielsen ratings.
It do count. And you know, the Bachelorette and Bachelor got a brand. They weren't gonna veer too much off that brand.
Nah, you know, and I guess it's old white women, but it definitely ain't my black ass. So I tried. I tried to support.
How about we just watch the finale, and we'll give them ratings. To her.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we can do. Even if it's bad, we can give an hour to her because you know I believe in supporting.
All right, listeners, y'all listening? Y'all watching The Bachelorette? Like, let us know what's going on.
They ain't watching.
They probably ain't. You know, it's cold as hell. Today, it is a cool 48 degrees outside. 48. And it's fucking June. It's June, and it's 48 degrees outside. I got on some sweatpants, a thermal, a hoodie, and I got the heat on because it's so cold here.
And 45 talking about ain't no such thing as, climate change.
Right. There's some fucking climate change.
Something going on.
Something going on. Something in the milk ain't clean. Something in the milk ain't clean. Like, it's cold as hell. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it's June. And, you know, I went to ESPN to have a tour with some friends. And, you know, I was talking to this guy. He just moved to New England. And he's like, man, does the sun ever come out? And I was like, nah, man. Like, you got about a good week to 2 weeks for the sun out. It's going to be in the middle of July. It's going to be hot as hell. It's going to be humid. So go to the beach. But, you know, it be so strong here that sometimes I got to take a whole bottle of vitamin D or go get a vitamin D shot. So he's like, man, And he's like, yeah, I came from Milwaukee. I was like, I understand, bro. Like, I came from Detroit, and we got sun and all that stuff. But like here in white ass New England, like it's always like dark and cloudy, and it's sad. And I get sad, and then I have sad seasonal affect disorder.
There's a chain reaction. It's like you remember? I don't know if y'all know about it. It's on YouTube. Got to be real. When I think it was Fantasia was like, they say joy come in the morning. The devil took the sun. That's New England.
Yes.
Ain't no sun.
Ain't no sun in New England. So hopefully, I'm just praying that this was weather changes, because it's getting sad. It's getting depressing. I'm ready to go to the beach. I'm ready to put my toes in the sand. Remember that one time we went to the beach? It was like that
icicles.
That 85-degree day, and we went to the beach, and we got in that water. I was like, this water like a cool 45 degrees,
like a slushy.
Even
the dogs. Remember, we seen dogs walking on the beach. He looked up his paw like it was broke. He said, "Wait a minute,
right? This water cold. This water too damn cold." So hopefully that move together. So I was, other than that, I was watching getting some of the highlights from the Apple WWDC event.
What?
Whatever it's called. It's like the developers event or whatever.
They release stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the one they don't release phones, but they talk about like computers and all that stuff. One of the new things is out, which is like scary and exciting. Is now for the new update for iOS 11, you can now do screen record.
Can't you do that now?
No, that's screen capture, baby girl.
Oh.
I'm talking about record everything that's going on the screen.
Oh, that's good for me as the receipt collector, as the auditor.
For all y'all freaks out there.
Yes.
You got to think about the freaks. And y'all thotty ways.
Oh no!
Doing FaceTime phone sex.
Thinking that's safe because it goes away.
You thinking it's safe because you got that end-to-end encryption, and can't nobody record your screen. Now they can record your screen.
Ooh. Be safe out there, kids.
It is scary.
Be safe.
It's hell. So for all y'all young thoughts out there, or people who in long distance relationships, just be wary.
Be careful.
Be wary that they can record that shit.
Who is they? Big brother.
The person on the not even the big brother. The person on the other end.
Oh, revenge.
Yeah, the guy you think that's your boo thing.
Yeah,
and y'all got this understanding, and then y'all break up and he break up with you on some fuck nigga shit.
And then you on X Hamster.
Right.
Ooh.
You on revengeporn.com or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm saying, be safe.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I don't know when it's coming out. iOS 11 is in beta, so y'all probably got enough time. A couple more weeks to do y'all thotty freak things, but just be wary.
Can't do that no more.
When that new update come out.
Don't do that.
Y'all can record. They can record y'all screen. So if y'all thinking about doing some of that freaky phone sex stuff with that FaceTime,
be safe.
It ain't the way to go. You need to find something else. Yeah.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
They talking about
Not
they
that I
recording
do it.
Talking about they recording it for their own personal, and then next thing you know, your phone get hacked, or they gone
the
ahead.
hacks of the phone.
Ooh, they hack your phone. And you got to watch out for them little teenagers too,
because they
were little high schoolers,
and they the dirtiest, ain't they?
Yeah, and they be texting and sexting and stuff like savage. That. And next thing you know, your shit go out and be on the internet. And since they young, that's like child porn. So
and that you see Netflix did a whole series on that. What's that? 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah,
savage.
So y'all got to watch that because that's illegal. That's illegal. Yes. You're welcome.
Let's move on.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. It's back on.
It's been on, ain't it?
No, it had left for like a couple weeks.
Oh, I took my break, so I ain't been on it.
I've been watching it because I'm waiting, and I know like this storyline with Kirk and Rashida, like this is gonna go on all the way to the end. So I just don't know. No, so like the new T baby girl is that there's a new potential baby daddy. Dude and came up to Rashida talking about I done had relations with old girl, what's her name, Jasmine or something like that, and she told me she had an abortion, and then I come back later, now she got this baby in a timeline.
Who you tell this to?
Rashida.
Where he find her at?
I guess he went to her store.
Okay.
Nigga went to her store.
Okay.
So Rashida's like, show me receipts. So this nigga showing her pictures and shit that they're together. So Rashida's like, go ahead and get that birth test. If I were Rashida, I would have paid for it. Like, look.
You said you would have paid for it. And be like, don't say nothing
about me. Don't say nothing. Nobody. Let's go ahead and pay for it.
Oh, my goodness. Why Is it? I swear it came out that this his child. Am I making it up?
I don't know. Probably. But, I'm watching a TV show because I'm waiting.
Oh.
I'm waiting to see how it's going to play out.
Oh. Because I thought Puerto Rican Princess was like, that's his baby. that's his baby.
That's his baby.
My girl. I do like her.
Well, you don't know about the Panamanian goddess then.
What? The Tasmanian what?
No, the Panamanian goddess. That's what Stevie J.
No,
he got a new
I told
artist.
You I'm taking a break.
He got a new artist, and she Panamanian now, and she a goddess. She ain't the princess.
I'm taking a break.
Okay.
Let me know when they announce that that's his baby.
All right. Well, one last thing, babe. So Dime Piece is dating this basketball player, right? And I ain't seen her.
Is Dime?
The one that be wearing all that pink hair.
Yes, from Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She ain't wearing no pink hair. She got a regular hair that's braids down. She look like a regular girl, a regular chick from Memphis now.
Hey, when you meet the right one, you will do certain things.
Hey, she trying
to get wiped up.
Yeah.
Come on. Is he a good guy?
Yeah.
He treating her good?
He decent, I guess. From what I see on the TV, he treating her good.
Well, it's time for a change. All right.
Hey.
Shout out to Jessica Time.
Hey.
Ain't nothing wrong. That's in real life too. You meet the right one, stuff will change.
Yeah, well, she ain't had no pink hair.
No talk back.
Hell, she barely wear a push-up bra. She just wear a regular bra.
You said she just wear a regular bra now.
For the balloon.
She has some couth.
Yeah. Walking around with her little J's on. So, yeah. Shout out to Dime. Like,
yeah. Really should make you do that.
Yeah.
That comfortable.
He probably like, hey, look, sis, I ain't for all that. I'm playing basketball. I can't see all that pink ass all over the place.
Oh, no, he ain't saying like that. But something changed. It does change. Like it's a different set of. I don't know.
Oh, what you changed to be with me?
You always think it's about you, don't you?
It is.
I mean, I don't think I didn't change anything in particular. Everything is little things. So, maybe, with Jessica or Jessica Dime, it's with her dress. Maybe she turned her dress down. But I think, what I think about us is just being interested in the things that sometimes you're interested in.
Okay.
So, you're really into the tech and all that stuff. I really ain't care about no tech. But for folks who know me, I keep the same. I had a flip phone to
2010.
Just getting and being more aware of tech stuff or even that superhero stuff in certain movies, and I ain't into that type of stuff. But if your person you feeling like it, you start Googling and Wikipediaing and figuring out different stuff. So it ain't nothing wrong with that. As long as you at the core remain who you are. But the other little stuff's the same. Or I done seen it flip too, where the dudes get with these other women or whatever, and they'll have a whole glow up. Like they start. I got a cousin who is she's a shit. Like, she's beautiful, fashion forward, all that good stuff. And she starts dating this guy, amazing guy. But he took her on a date, and she was like, Niambi, he showed up with some carpenter jeans. I said, not with you. Not with you.
The one with the loop for the loop. For the hammer?
Yes. And she was like, hell to the gnaw. But, just little stuff like that. And she was just like, hey, baby, why don't you, just get some jeans.
Now that nigga rocking the Margiela.
Now he fly, okay?
Rocking Margiela.
Fly. But so that's the little stuff I'm talking about that, I think that's the give and take in a relationship. And I think that's what it's about being in a relationship. Hopefully the person brings out the best in you. So I don't think there's no wrong with that. Okay. I see you, Dime.
Hey.
Yeah, might have to peek back at it. And she's pretty. I think all those women on Love and Hip Hop are really pretty.
Yeah,
Black don't crack. They're beautiful.
Exactly. But she's definitely has toned down
like
her
Nicki
dress.
Minaj did.
Yeah. Okay. Like she just look like a regular chick on the street.
Yeah. But I think that's beautiful. That's the type of brown girl I love to see. The round the way. Oh, okay.
That's what she looked like.
I'm stepping on your check-in like you did for me earlier this week.
So lastly, Niambi.
Yeah.
So I talked to my mama yesterday, and
hey, mama.
I got an issue.
With your mama?
Yeah. So peep this. She had just came back. You don't even know what it is yet.
Okay,
so she just came back from the trip from Cleveland, like going to this church conference because mama all into the Lord. So I was like, oh, okay. She's like, well, I'm getting ready for my next trip. It's like, it's in August. I said, oh, where are you going? She's like, California. I said, California?
Wait, this on the West Coast?
Yeah. So I'm like, Mom, y'all flying? Y'all taking the bus? Like, how y'all getting there? That's long as hell.
That take a month to get on the bus.
Right. Like, what y'all chose for us doing? Oh, we gonna fly. Ma, Your ass won't even fly out here to New England from Detroit.
Won't. We offered to pay for the ticket.
Everything.
And the flight only an hour and a half.
Yeah. And she about to fly to fucking California from Detroit. About to be a 6-7 hour flight. And she's talking about she nervous. Talking about she gonna go to the doctor to get them pills. She'll go to fly to California.
But it's for the Lord.
For the church conference. I'm her son.
But it's for the Lord.
I'm her son.
I know who you are, but I know who the Lord is.
I came out of her.
But the Lord made it possible.
I came out of her. And she over here taking a Greyhound to come see us driving 48 hours.
And we begged her not to.
48 hours. Like, yep, I'm at another state. I'm at a rest area. I'm saying, Ma, you got a knife or something? A blade?
You said a blade.
No, it's just me and the Lord. So her ass out here taking 48 hours to get from Detroit to white ass New England when she could have got on this plane for an hour and a half. Talking about, my knees be hurting. I said, you only on there for an hour.
But that's
But
good.
now she taking this flight to California for the Lord. So now she talking about, oh, well, my next trip is going to be out to there. I bet. Shit.
Maybe it's some of her girlfriends going. Maybe she ain't want to fly alone out here.
I don't know, but that pissed me off.
That is about a, 5-hour
flight?
flight?
6-hour flight from Detroit. And she talking about she nervous because, she ain't been on no plane since September 11th.
What? Tell her to change. Tell her the requirements. Tell her don't be bringing no liquids, perfume, no jewelry, just to come.
She gonna get searched. She gonna get searched.
Well, you gotta warn her. You need to call her
because she gonna have all that shit.
She gonna have all
her
jewelry,
pills, her medicine,
dear.
everything. So I'm pretty sure she gonna get.
Have a flu since September 11th.
Yeah.
Oh, this gonna be an experience.
Yeah.
I almost want her to take a camera.
I know, right? Because this is gonna be crazy. Tell mom I'm gonna go to the doctor and get those pills so they can put me to sleep.
Oh my goodness.
So
that's good for her though. Well, it's different though. She's flying for the Lord though. It is different.
I'm her son.
I know.
So, Ma, I know you listen to this. You ain't right. We've been asking you to come on out here. We'll play for your plane ticket because we'll get that JetBlue deal.
Oh, I love JetBlue.
You know,
best airline.
We get you that JetBlue deal, and you can just be out here in like an hour. But instead, you go out there and you fly to California for the Lord with your church girls. Y'all all y'all doing is telling each other church secrets about the church. I said, what secret y'all done told the church?
Don't say that. She on the motherboard. Don't be putting her out there.
That's what I'm saying. She got all the church secrets. So, they just be sharing secrets and shit. So, yeah. So, Black love stories. Today we ain't got none, so for individuals who got that black love, y'all can be married. Y'all ain't got to be married.
You don't got to be married. That's what we should have made clear. I know the last two were married folks, but you don't got to be married.
You ain't got to be married. We looking for all shades of black love.
Yes.
Gay, straight, trans,
or long term, short term. Like as Niram said, 180 days.
Yeah, whatever. Show us your black love. So send those stories to. You can go to blacklovematters.com/love story. That's black with no K. LOVE matters.com/love story. Submit your black love story and we'll share it on the show and we'll shout you out because we just want to showcase all this greatness of black love, in all the forms, like gay, straight, trans. Y'all done been together for 40 years, y'all ain't got married yet.
The stories I really like to hear too.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about that. I think it's some strength behind that. Where folks be together for that long and necessarily don't have to get married. Right. I'm always interested in that perspective of that love. Who is it? Well, that's not black love. What is it? Goldie Hawn and Kirk Douglas. They've been together for 40, 50 years, and they said marriage will ruin their relationship.
Probably.
And I'm sure some brown folks that feel the same way. And I want to hear, that perspective. And something worked. They stood together this long, and not only stood together, but happy.
Right.
Woo.
You in a polyamorous relationship and y'all happy, let us know.
Let me know. I'm trying to educate myself.
I want to know the story because I know it's good tea.
It's good tea.
So,
all right.
Pillow talk, baby girl.
Talk. What you got? What you got for us?
So, brace yourself.
What?
I was reading this article the other day, right, babe? And it's predicted that robot sex will be common by 2025.
What?
And the most interesting thing is that women will be having more sex with these robots than men will be.
Why you had to put that stat out?
Hey,
why
that's
you
the
made that
article
important
say.
to bring to the forefront?
So I'm not talking about like these machines, the fuck machines and vibrators and shit like
That's
that.
what I was gonna say that too. We already having sex with robots. What is a bot?
I'm talking about
battery operated boyfriend and vibrator. That's a robot.
No, I'm talking about flesh-like, anatomically correct. Think of Siri with a penis or vagina.
No.
So that's what I'm talking about. AI.
No.
So they got like the flesh, they got the mouth, they got the puckered lip open like that.
Why they can't see that?
Oh, they got
like my uncle. I can't see y'all.
They got the puckered lip.
What?
Yeah, they be moaning, and you can have them. If you hit the spot right, you can have them make a
what spot?
The robot G spot. They have a robot orgasm, a robogasm, as the guy said in the article.
What?
One of the other things they said in the article is that by 2025, which is like almost around the corner, that sex will only be for like special occasions, and robot sex, will handle like the day-to-day sex. So, from some of the older guys I talked to in my masonry meetings, they talk about they only get sex for special occasions anyway. So what's the difference?
That is one side. That's just because y'all men. Oh, because the literature says that women peak in their sexuality in their 40s, 40s, 50s. Y'all men though. I think y'all peak when in your 20s.
20, yeah.
So maybe that's why more women are having the sex with the robot.
With the robot.
And y'all putting this on the women like it's us only one to have sex for special occasions. Maybe it's the men. Maybe that's a man thing. Y'all should go together in your men groups and figure that out. Take some maca root. Maca root could get it going.
Hey. You take you some maca, you go ahead and get it popping. But I just think it creeps me out, like the story, and like they had the video of like old girl. It
was a video.
Yeah. And he's like, asking her questions like, turn me on. It's like I said, it's like Siri with a vagina.
She have a conversation.
Yeah. She blinking. It's like having a conversation with Siri. Like, how Siri be like, tell me a joke. And she's like, ha, 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 ha. So that kind of creeps me out because, all the movies I've seen with robots, iRobot and everything like that, the robots eventually rise up and figure out like, hey, we don't need these niggas. We don't need none of these humans.
Yeah.
We don't sleep. We don't need no air. We don't need no water.
Air, no food.
They killing all the earth. How about we just kill all the humans?
Come on. It is giving me Outer Limits realness. Just borderline Outer Limits. Twilight Zone, just a little bit. But also it reminds me of like I feel like I heard this before years ago. Remember Real Sets that used to come on HBO?
Yeah.
Was this highlighted on there?
I don't know. Maybe.
That was my show. It was educational though.
It was.
It was educational. It taught you different things. But I remember they talking about this way back, but I'm sure it was in this infancy stage. But like,
I'm telling you, babe, you got to see this picture. Like they look like Becky with the good hair. She be blinking and shit.
So okay, so is this thing supposed to be? I shouldn't say. I guess it is.
It is a thing. It's a robot.
Is it strictly for sex or is it for companionship? Because then I worry about folks taking it 3 steps too far.
So that's the thing. It's just supposed to be for sex, but I can see how people can like take it for a companion because they had this video of this guy. He had like 3 of them. And he's like 3 of them. He was in a polyamorous robot sex relationship, and he was like, and then what messed me up? He was a brother.
What?
Yeah.
Because I already know. I was about to ask, do they make the robots in brown?
But they was all white. The robots was all white.
Did not one brown robot?
Not a brown robot. And he's like, he want to marry her and all this other stuff.
I was just about to say, somebody gonna take it too far and ask.
He's like, he got anxiety around real people, and so this is how he had companionship, and he'd be glad when they can have real conversations and deep conversations, because right now. It ain't really that deep. So
that made me feel a little sad.
It does. It does.
What's the root of the issue though? Like
and
that's not getting to the root. You just
exactly.
Yeah.
And my thing is like you got all these chat rooms and online dating. Like you should be able to talk to somebody.
Yeah. It's getting to the root. It's treating what's it called? The symptom versus the disease. So treating the symptom is having this robot as companionship, but the disease is this fear of interacting and anxiety and navigating and
So my thing is like back to having sex with this robot.
Oh, he said
so
back to having sex.
This dude. I just think about all the crazy stuff that's going on in my mind. You having sex with this robot, and you hitting it from the back, and you tell the robot to say your name, and it tell you the weather. Say my name, Siri. The weather is 55 degrees.
Only
You don't need a coat. Say my name, Siri. And they call your mama by the mistake.
Look, hello? Hello? What's that noise?
Hello?
Are you okay?
You okay?
Who's hurting you?
Hello?
What's that noise?
So, they got to get all the kinks out because you know it's going to have Bluetooth capability and all this other stuff. So you can tell the robot, hey, baby girl, it's too hot in here. And, she'll lower down the temperature in the house. That's what I'm saying. You get these robots too much brains and they going to kill all of us and take over the world.
Thank you.
I'm for real.
Isn't this what Westworld is about?
Yeah.
On HBO. I tried to watch. I couldn't get into it too much.
I'm really not into robot sex either, but it
Are
just.
you saying I am? I'm not saying I'm into that. I just said I watch Westworld. Okay? I'm not into robots. But there's nothing wrong if you are. I do believe it's something for everyone. I definitely believe in this idea of sexuality being very fluid.
Yeah.
Within means, as long as it's nothing with children or animals, really.
Exactly.
But this is something about it. But also, I think about to this piece of, and I know you said that it's more women doing it, but is it disrespectful?
So that's my thing. Like, so I got the comical aspect, like you hitting a robot from the back and they're telling you the weather. But like, the low key woke part of me, the stay woke part of me, it's like, this is almost disrespectful towards women. Like they're literally like making objects out of women, like literally an object out of a woman or woman out of an object. So like, I can see how now, like, you got these women and you got these beliefs and you've been dealing with these sex robots and you think that a real woman gonna do that shit.
Yes, come on. And
you gonna try to treat a real woman like that. Not Niambi.
You cannot treat me like a robot, honey. Okay? Oh, that's deep. And then you start thinking, if these become mainstream, what about like teenagers or people who are highly influenced?
Yeah.
Or this is all they know.
Right.
Ooh.
And all they dealing with is sex robots. So, there's like, well, maybe if we made, and this is where like the article got kind of weird as fuck for me. And it's like, maybe if we made like kid robots, like the people who are attracted to kids and the rapists, they can just have sex with the kid sex robots.
No. And that's why I worry.
That's creepy.
I worry that it slips and falls into that because people, you give an inch and folks take a mile.
Mm-hmm. So like in all serious, like the idea was, but then you start thinking about all the other creep shit. Like you got to think about the internet. The internet takes everything to a different level.
You got to have the infrastructures in place to protect.
So, like, I don't know if this is like some new age millennial bullshit.
That's what we need to have a segment called Millennium Bullshit.
So, I have so much anxiety meeting and talking to a real girl that I just rather have this robot girl
instead of a girl or guy.
Yeah, or have this robot guy, and she's gonna be my companion. I want to marry her.
Yeah,
and then like I want to bring her to family events.
Ooh.
And my family look at her weird, like she a robot, but it's like no, she a real person. So that's the thing, like
reality.
So since these are robots, they're not people and things. Like, but you're gonna have people that's gonna actually think that these are people. And gonna try to treat
robots
them
better than black people.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. So now they're gonna have like all these robot rights and shit and all this other stuff. So I can see how this can go way.
This is a movie
on the deep end. This has been multiple movies.
You said it's already movies.
This is multiple. Look at all the robots. Look at iRobot. The motherfuckers came back and killed all of us.
Is that the one with Will Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one with that dog.
So like, people, stop having sex with robots. Or well, babe, my question for you. Would you have sex with a robot?
I already told you that I think sexuality is very fluid and it's different strokes for every folks. At this moment, I don't think I'm on the robot train.
Okay.
Maybe what's a baby robots? Like what? I said, you need to stick with handheld things. So things that don't have thoughts, things that don't speak. I think that's more of my comfort zone right now. But hell to the no, I don't think that's something that's going to be in my box of tricks anytime. So how much that would cost?
Anywhere between $15,000 and $50,000.
Damn.
Depending on how real you want your robot to look and feel.
No, we can go ahead and wrap this up. We can wrap this up.
The black one's probably gonna be on clearance. Cause they don't. This is only some white people shit. So I don't know. The black ones might be.
Man was on. They put him on there on purpose, like they did. Yeah. Person.
That black man had all those robot women, and they was just blinking like robot blinking. That shit was so weird.
Come on. All right, y'all. So, Black love community, what y'all thinking about this? Would y'all have sex with a robot? What's your thoughts on it? Go ahead and leave it in our comments for us.
Yeah, leave a comment on SoundCloud, blacklovematters.com as well. Yes. What else is going on in the world? Bill Cosby.
You know, we got to bring up Brother Bill.
Brother Bill.
I don't. Why everybody tiptoeing around it? It's a hard one. So his trial has started, right? Mm-hmm. And as of now, we're on like day 3 or 4 or something like that.
Somewhere around there.
It's a rough one. Like, you know, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You know, it's always, you know, my mom always said, and family and friends, you know, if one person said it, maybe it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. But if 2, 3, 4, 10 people say it,
something happened.
Something happened. The thing is, I don't know what happened, why it happened, in what context, but something did go down. And, you know, I shout out to Rudy Huxtable.
She was there supporting him, but I don't know.
I mean, it's good because I think regardless of what happened, you know, it's a lot of closet supporters. Yeah. But for her to come out and be standing hand in hand with him, I think that says a lot. And that's how it should be. If that's your friend.
Yeah, I get it. But, you know, my thing is like all this passing judgment and shit he was talking about, pull up your pants.
He was getting,
you know, stop listening to rap music. Y'all got all them braids and them cornrows. You know, just doing old people fuck shit. And like
old people
fuck shit. So I just think about, you know, all this happened like during the TV show and like all this other stuff, and like he trying to be like the moral compass for the black dude. Yeah. But you out here, regardless of like if it's rape or not, or you know if rape actually happened, like he was still going and having sex with these women's, knowingly or unknowingly behind Camille's back. So now he a cheater. Mm-hmm. So how you gonna be a moral compass, but you out there cheating? Yeah.
So the idea that the black love story that he then affects is not necessarily the Cosby show. Like I think people try to bring this Cosby show into it, and that is horrible and it shouldn't be on TV. Again, that's not real. Like that's television, and that shouldn't be affected. Like those stories were beautiful that was told on there, and that shouldn't slant anyone. It was a great craft. That was his craft. You have to support the craft from the person. Yeah. But like you said, the person, now it does affect the love story I got between, you know, him and Camille and both sides of it. So, you know, how much did Camille know? Yeah. And, you know, this idea, I would love to be a fly on the wall with her and her girlfriends to see what conversation she having. Because that's disrespectful towards her.
Unless they had an open relationship way back then.
Damn. And that could be a way.
Right. Camille might be watching. I don't know.
Come on.
Maybe she'll freak like that.
Hey. But it is a deeper question.
It is a deeper question. Like him, you know, yes, rape is bad.
Very bad. Horrible.
Rape is bad. It's horrible.
Yes.
You can't do that. So we're going to leave that to the courts to deny or agree or disagree. But, you know, I also think about like even for some people, like the courts don't matter, because I think about like the guy who killed Trayvon Martin. Like in my head, he's still a murderer. Yeah. You know. So in my head, he's still a murderer. Even though he got off, he's still a murderer in my book. So I know it's gonna be some people that's gonna be like, Bill Cosby is still a rapist in their book, regardless of what's going on in the trial. Yeah. But I think for, you know, black people, besides the show, like all this passion, judgment, and like being judgmental, and you doing your own dirt.
Yes.
So
that's the thing.
It's crazy.
That's the thing.
So you know, one of the questions I guess, like, do you think he's our modern day O.J. Simpson? Like, he got money, he black, he in the media.
He ain't getting off though. I don't know if he's gonna go to jail. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna get off.
Me either. But you know, he got money. He got all these people. He got this affluent thing. Like, is he gonna get off? And there's black people gonna be rolling for him like he is. You know, and you know, one of the things I think about is like, since it's rape, these like actual rape allegations, like people are more worried, or like, you know, people are like riding for him and putting him on the stake more for rape than like OJ murdering somebody. So
now that's a whole question in itself. You're right. You know, rape is awful though.
Yeah, rape is awful. Murdering is wrong because somebody's dead. Yeah. So you know,
you can heal. You can survive the rape.
You know, in the public eye, you got a lot of people. It's like put him under the jail, all this other shit. But OJ allegedly murdered somebody.
And everybody was like, the rolling for quit. So you must have quit.
And you know, I was all for it. And, you know, I watched it, you know, when I was younger. But that's you know, that's really something to actually think about. Like, It's a touchy subject.
Yeah, and what I do believe this idea of innocent to proven guilty. But my biggest thing is, that's between him and his God on what happened and what went down. And, overall, I wish him and the survivors of the assault, the alleged assault, peace and closure. Because it's horrible regardless.
Yeah.
Either way this goes. Yeah. Either way, whatever this outcome is, it's going to be rough for somebody.
It's changing somebody's life. It already changed somebody's life. Yeah. Forever.
Multiple lives. Yeah. And generational lives.
Yeah. Forever.
I believe in those generational curses you have to break.
So, yeah.
Well, we'll stay up to date and, man, not every episode. That's too down. But maybe once a week we'll,
talk about it.
Yeah, see what's going on with, this trial. But I do think it might be our modern day OJ. And what's it going to look like, though? I don't know what the outcome going to look like.
I personally, in my heart's a heart, part of me is like, he going to get off. I think he going to get off, but I think he going to end up paying, have to pay up in that civil suit. But I think he going to get off. Yeah. Either that or he going to die before everything.
Don't wish that on Bill.
I'm not saying.
He's getting older, though. I didn't know he was blind.
He blind.
Did you know he was blind?
No. So, he got all this other stuff. And, I seen in the news that he's like, well, I need to bring my own bottle of water because I'm afraid somebody might try to put something in my drink. Okay. Allegedly rapey ass nigga talking about like he afraid somebody gonna put something in.
Stop it. Karma. He being aware.
Yeah.
As I said before, I wish him and the survivors of the assault, allegedly, peace and closure. I think that's the only thing we can do.
Yeah.
In this situation. But like you said before, how does this affect your black love story? It makes it a little different. But I don't think it's the Cosby. Like I think people keep running that Cosby show through the mud, and they shouldn't.
Yeah,
they shouldn't. It was brilliant for what it was.
Yeah.
And what Bill Cosby did, that's the person, not the art. Like don't destroy all the other actors who put their heart and soul in it to create this positive, outcome for the brown community. Like, I don't think we should do that. I think we need to be able to separate that.
Yeah, it's not gonna break my heart.
Yeah.
Like Pat and Gina breaking up.
Oh.
So, that really that hurted me.
All right.
So
thank you. How about a little more positive, a little more upbeat?
Well, what you got?
Okay, so my thing, what I want to bring to Pillow Talk is, I don't know, have you seen it near? I think, yeah, I told you to watch it. So have y'all seen, it's called The Master of None. It's on Netflix. So it's a show created by, I hope I'm saying his name right, Aziz Azara. So he's the Indian guy that does the comedy.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of cute though. He kind of has these like kind of big eyes and he's really funny, kind of higher pitched voice.
Okay, like a pug.
Don't do that. I think he's cute.
Okay.
You said, oh, you're not here for that, are you?
Nope.
But y'all know who he is. So Aziz Azar, y'all know who he is. I think he came out like a relationship book. He does like this stand-up comedy. His comedy's like really diverse and he talks about all types of people. Well, as I said, his show's on Netflix and it's called Master of None. And I started watching it a couple years ago. So it came out in like 2015. And I'm not going to lie, it was slow at first. Like the first couple episodes, like it took me 3 or 4 times to get past the 3rd episode. But once I got past that episode, baby, it's hilarious. So let me set the context. So it stars Aziz as the lead role. The lead character, I think his name is Dev. And he's like 30-year-old, something in that range. He in that 30 to 35-year-old checkbox. And he's an Indian American actor who's attempting to make his way through life. And he lives in New York. It's set in New York. But the episode that I want y'all to watch and what I want us to talk about, Niram, is the Thanksgiving episode in season 2. I think it may be episode 8. I don't know. But it's called Thanksgiving. When I tell you, it was the funniest mess I've seen in weeks. I was crying, laughing the whole episode. I'm gonna just set the stage a little bit. So in addition to Neve, I'm talking about catfish now. Dev or Aziz, same character. Queen Angela Bassett was in it and Kim Whitley.
Okay.
So just for them two alone being in the episode, you already know what this is about to be. So just a summary of the episode. So Dev's family, he's the Indian American guy. So that's Aziz's character. His family doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. So he's always spent it with his best friend, Denise, for years since they've been kids, right? And the way that they do the episode is they take it in time frames. So they start when they were about, I would say like preteens or something in 1995. And around that time, that's when she began to realize that she's like attracted to women.
Who?
Denise, his
Okay.
friend. His friend, keep in mind, she's a black woman.
Yeah.
So she's an African American woman, starting to be attracted to women, and then on so every snippet or every segment of the episode is a new Thanksgiving. So that was the Thanksgiving that was like in 1995, and then there's a Thanksgiving that we move forward in 1999. In 1999, like that's when she finally comes out to her friend, Death, the Indian guy, and was like, I think I like women, and he was just like,
and she's like, I don't know what to call it. He's like, you Lebanese?
Yeah. She was like, I think and he's like, what? And he's like, I'm Lebanese. She said, I'm Lebanese. And he was like,
oh,
I didn't know you were from the Middle East. And she was like, I just can't say it. He was like, what, lesbian? And so they navigated through all that. Okay, well, I'm trying to give a summary episode. And so when she gets nervous and we kind of go through all these years of Thanksgiving, and we fast forward to like 2016 when she finally comes out to her mother. I think her name was Catherine, and this is Angela Bassett. So that's when the mom was like, oh Lord, no, I didn't want this for my child. I don't understand. I can't believe it, going through all this motions. And then her mother, Angela Bassett, is also connected with her aunt, who's played by Kim Whitley. I think her name is like Aunt Joyce. And so Kim Whitley's just like, child, let that child be gay. Who cares? She ain't go to jail. She don't got no kids. She got an education. Honey, you doing good. Easy breezy. But then we kind of go through each of those Thanksgivings. So every year we take a different Thanksgiving. So once Denise is out to her mother and everything, you finally fast forward to like current Thanksgiving. So we're talking about like 2015, where Denise finally brings her first girlfriend home, Michelle. She's like the ideal girl. So she's a brown woman. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's intelligent. Like, she a good pick, right?
Yeah.
And then she go in to hug the mama, and Angela Bassett hit her with the dap.
She hit her with the swerve.
Yeah, like she was going to like, oh, hi, I'm, the girlfriend. And Angela's like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Again, then we fast forward to another Thanksgiving, and, Denise brings home another woman.
Thotty ass Erica Mena.
The next year, now she bringing home Thotty. What was her name? Nipples and Toes. Her profile
IG name was like Nipples and Toes 25 or something like
and
that.
And she taking pictures, just immature. And Mama Bassett looking like, I don't like this one. You might as well have brought home the other one. And then again, you fast forward again to the current Thanksgiving, and actually Denise ends up with the first girl that she had, which was Michelle, and they kind of, work through it and navigate through it. So that's kind of a synopsis of the episode. So it was this idea of a coming out journey, but through the eyes of like an African American woman. And I thought that was just such a beautiful love story, and it was just done so well, and the acting by Angela Bassett and Kim Whitley was right on time. And I think I want to find the name of Denise. I think her name is like Lena Wythe. She acted the hell out of that, and I think she wrote it. But I just think, again, it goes back to the idea of Black love stories and not having these stories told or put out there for our community. And I was, when I was looking at it, although it was, an African American woman's story of coming out, like I even seen myself in some of the motions with just the interactions with her mother and her aunt, and also her grandmother was there navigating through it. It was just so many quotables from that episode that was brilliant. You watched it, so what's some stuff that stuck out to you?
That swerve that Mama hit when she met Michelle.
Yes.
Like Michelle came in with like wide open arms, and then Mama hit her with the swerve.
Oh, she cut her so quick.
It was just...
she cut her so quick that I had to say, oh! Like, that's my signature. Like, it was uncomfortable. And everybody, I think even Denise, the one episode, she's like, that was uncomfortable.
Right.
So
but I think it was just funny seeing like Denise grow up, and Mama think, like, for example, the D'Angelo video. Like, they was watching D'Angelo, and Mama like, look at Denise that's looking at D'Angelo, and Denise is looking at the girls.
The girl shaking it, honey.
Yeah.
And again, that clueless. I think what also I liked was when she finally came out to her mom, and her mom was so shook. Like, you would have thought the mama said, Denise said something crazy, like, I'm dying of cancer.
Right.
But what broke my heart in that piece is when the mama was like, I don't want your life to be hard.
Right.
You're already
a black
woman. You're black. And she couldn't even say gay. Now you're going to add something else on top of it.
Right.
I was like, man.
But, that's black folks in general. We're so accepting of every other cultures, Dev coming over every Thanksgiving and shit like that. Yes. But you can't even be accepting of your own daughter being gay.
And then Mama Bassett had the nerve to don't tell Grandma she can't handle it.
Right.
Meanwhile, Grandma in the previous Thanksgiving said she used to date a pimp.
Right.
Come on.
Shit. Grandma probably was gay.
and you know, low
or
key,
bisexual or whatever.
Yeah, Grandma was the only one who welcomed all the girls.
Right.
All of them.
Right. Hey, baby, come in.
Give me a hug. Because
Hey.
they kept saying, the key word that we use in all family. Oh, is this your little friend?
Right.
Please.
Grandma, that's my friend. Just call her your friend. I thought it was just also interesting is that Denise, she had her type was white woman. Who was that? Rachel from Friends.
Yes.
Talking about her mom was like, I knew something was wrong with you because you was always staring at Rachel from Friends. I thought you were staring at Joey.
That was because even the mama was saying, well, if you're gonna be, a lesbian, don't you bring home no white women.
Right.
And then Denise and what's it called? Dev looked at each other like, that's her type.
Right. She liked them white girls. But I definitely think it was a very good show. It was very well taught out well, but it also just brings out this whole fact of like how as black people we can be so accepting and so forgiving for other people, white people. Dev was an Indian American. He came over, and that's cool. Like I get that, but we're just so accepting of other people and cultures or religions. But
norms and standards.
When somebody like, oh, I'm gay or I'm trans or I'm bi, like then you got like everybody like throwing up their nose at you and like all types of other shit like that.
But I got to go back a little bit to the comedy. I liked even this phase, which I would say that I kind of seen myself in, that Denise went through with the type of people that she like brought home. So first she started with Michelle, who was, had it together, like whole package, right? But then that next Thanksgiving when she brought that other girl home,
Nicole.
Everybody can relate to that. I don't care, gay, straight, or what. Everybody done brought that one home that you be like, where you find this one from? That one thought or dumb. It's like, where you done brung this one from? Where you done dug them up from? But the part that y'all gonna rewind again is when Neve was being funny.
Dev.
I'm sorry, what's his name? Oh, I keep calling him Neve. Dev was being funny, and they at the dinner table, and so this again, putting the context, this is the thought who's taking pictures. So it's literally Erica Mena in her rare form.
Yes.
And she taking pictures at the dinner table. Ooh, kissy face. And Dev gonna talk about what's your Instagram page? I want to be sure to link. And this is her. Oh, nipples and toes 23. And then Grandma can't hear.
Right.
So she said, "What you say?" And Dev was like, nipples and toes. And they kept saying nipples. She said nipples, toes.
I can't get it. So it's nipples and ampersand toes, or is it nipples A&D toes, or nipples and the letter N toes? No. It's just nipples
and toes.
A&D toes.
Angela Bassett, Kim Whitley's dying.
Right.
Kim Whitley's finally had to slam her hand on the damn table and say, no more nipples and toes. I think she told him, shut the hell up.
Right.
Don't ask no more questions in this.
No more nipples, no more toes. Nobody mentioned that like that. If somebody doing, I'm slapping you.
Yes. So I even think that's funny. Like that happens with families and when you're interacting with them and you're bringing new people around. So, I just, it was so well done. And I encourage everyone, if you got Netflix, get shared on passwords, do what you got to do.
Well, I got a question for you, Niambi, because one of your close friends is gay.
Yeah.
So y'all grew up in 5th grade, 6th grade, younger than like 5, 6. I don't know what grade y'all was in.
Ooh, like 3rd grade.
And growing up, so taking like the art from reality, how was that similar? And did y'all dealt with like similar things when he coming out and things of that sort?
Yeah, that is true. I didn't even thinking about that, but I think it's a little different because as a male coming out, I think it's very different than a female coming out. Like I said, I'm not in that situation, and I don't want to straight explain, what it is, to come out. But I would imagine being African American, as a male, that's a different level because we're dealing with levels of masculinity and all that stuff. But yeah, it was kind of similar. So we spent different holidays like this together, and I would think the only difference is that he maybe tried to play me a little bit more than Dev. So Dev was kind of like, I think I kind of know, and I felt like I knew too, but it's just nothing we brung up because that's my friend, that's family.
Right.
But he would say things like my girlfriend, and I'd be like, Where your girlfriend at? Ain't no girlfriends through here. But, as we got older, I think it just came out more and more and more. And just, I think my role as a friend was just to be there.
Yeah.
To be a support system and validate and affirm what he was doing and how he was doing it and the time frame he wanted to do it in. So I say that's what Dev did really good. So, again, it's not my job to, straight explain and tell you what you need to do and how you need to do it, but just being there and saying, all right, we rolling with this, we gonna roll with it. You got a girl, all right. Oh, now you don't. Okay, now this you got a boy. Okay, all right. We here. We here. So I think that's just the piece. But I think it's it is very similar. And I do remember talking about to him and have different family members that reoccurring theme of folks asking, was it their fault that he was gay? And it's like he was born this way. Like fault. What are we talking about? Fault. Like, this is not something that you choose.
Right.
It's a part of who you are.
Right.
So, I definitely have had a lot of late night conversations with him about that and navigating through that whole piece. And, it's unique.
Yeah. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Because that's my guy. He a cool ass dude.
Yeah.
But
and he done had some fuck gentlemen too.
He done had some
fuck gentlemen too. Okay, he done had his own share of nipples and toes. I don't know what the male version be. Dick and something. I don't know. It's just something stupid.
Dick and lips.
Yeah, dick and lips. He done had his fair share of dick and lips 18. That I'm like, sir. This is not a good look. And he done had ones that I'm like, he the one. So yeah, it was so beautifully written. It was so beautiful.
I just find it interesting because I personally have like no type of experience where growing up and having a friend was gay and like going through the whole process. No,
or they just ain't tell you.
Unless they ain't tell me.
They ain't tell you.
And if they didn't, okay. But if they did, that's cool too. That's not my business, but I just think it's just very interesting to see like what the intersectionality of it, and how to do it, and
because it's a whole different level to that. So people who are gay or not just have the traditional heterosexual relationship, they actually had to have a coming out, like an announcement.
Yeah.
We don't announce that we like men and women, but that's something that they have to do, or society tells them they have to do.
For why?
So that's exactly.
I don't care.
We need to have a real good episode on that.
I know, right? Because and I just think about the whole black, our people, brothers, especially our black brothers. Y'all gotta kill it with this whole homophobic shit.
Oh my
like,
goodness, grow up.
These dudes ain't coming after you.
They don't want you, and if they wanted you, they would have had you. Ew. Okay.
So I feel like as a straight black guy, like. My thing was always being like, so what? You gay. I ain't your type. And if I am your type, I ain't trying to fuck you. So
it's done. We're done.
We're done.
Just like some women. Some women ain't your type. Yeah.
Right. So, for y'all brothers, like, y'all got to kill it with this shit. It's 2017.
Yeah.
Like, y'all got a gay friend. Just let them be gay. Let them be gay. Let them be great. Support them.
Yeah.
And just kick it. Because I be talking to your friend about cars and shit.
Everything.
And everything else. Like, I feel like the gay stuff be like an afterthought. Like, he a cool ass dude.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But it's some stuff deeply rooted in our community that I think is a whole episode within itself. So I keep saying, this idea of being fault and not being the appropriate parent and not doing what they're supposed to do. And also I think it's something to what Angela Bassett said, I don't want your life to be harder than what it has to be. So I think that's something there. And also I think it's something with the church. So I think, all those three pieces really play into this homophobia that's within brown communities. And that's conversations that we have to have. You have to break it. Those are generational curses that need to be broken.
Yeah, I agree. But one last thing I do got to say. All right.
But go see this, y'all. I'm telling you, Masters and None on Netflix. The Thanksgiving episode is in season 2. When y'all see this, you're going to get your life, because Angela Queen Bassett and Kim Whitley, when I tell you they acting with a K. Okay? It is good stuff.
The last thing I got to say is that Moonlight made me uncomfortable.
Okay. What Moonlight make you uncomfortable?
That part where that kid was given a hand job and
you just got through talking about robots.
Look, it's not. I was just uncomfortable.
Okay.
It made me uncomfortable. I had to close my eyes. You know how your mama, you know how you at the movies and it's sexy
some boobs come up, some titties come up, and she close your eyes.
Your mama be like, close your eyes.
But the thing about Moonlight that I think some people miss. First of all, I loved it. I thought Moonlight was.
It was
beautiful.
a good movie, but that just one scene made me uncomfortable.
But I think the way in which it was directed and presented, so it was very much an indie movie.
Yeah,
like it was not a traditional like. It was artsy. Yeah. So you had to really get into and appreciate the art of it. And if that's something you're not used to doing, because even talking about being uncomfortable, like, okay, so you said you was uncomfortable when they was getting a hand job. Yeah. But some people was even uncomfortable with how much silence was in the movie. So the fact that you feel like you couldn't breathe. Yeah. Because it's so quiet.
It was quiet.
And they only saying 3 words. So I think it's just.
He's like,
and you feel like you say something.
I said, whoa, what is going on?
But that's something, that's just something you gotta, you gotta flesh out.
That's something I gotta work through myself.
You gotta work through that layer. But no, it didn't. I like Moonlight, but it was. I think a lot of folks went in and thought it was gonna be like Boys in the Hood.
I did think
gay version, but that ain't how it go. Like it was very artistic. It was very. It was telling a certain story. So these boys are from, what was it, Miami area. So within Miami, it's its own culture within itself. So that ain't going to be the Boys in the Hood culture. So I think that's the piece that folks ain't get their heads up over. And they really thought it was about to be Boys in the Hood.
I can see Dope Boy. Give me a kiss, nigga.
Yeah, no, it wasn't going to be boys. But I think that's a story to be told, too.
Yeah. Oh, like Thuglicious from Boondocks?
No. But yes. No and yes at the same time. But I just think some people thought that's what they thought Moonlight was going to be. And it truly, I don't think it was a dope boy movie. It truly was a coming of age movie. Yeah. Instead of that. And I think sometimes folks thought like, oh, I thought this was going to be, how to be a dope boy. Like I think it could be a part 2 to Moonlight. On what was his name? I forgot his name.
I don't forgot.
On how he's navigating as this dope boy. What was he in Atlanta? Yeah. How you doing Atlanta? Yeah. With a child. Yeah. With the I think that's a whole separate type of movie that would give a whole different feel for Moonlight. But I really believe Moonlight was this idea of coming to age in sexuality. I think that was the bottom line of it. Yeah. And I think some folks missed that. And it threw folks off.
It would be an interesting story, though.
You didn't know what you was coming into. But I thought Moonlight was beautiful.
A gay dope boy movie coming to age.
Hey.
Give me a kiss.
Because they out there.
Give me a kiss, nigga.
Come on. Give me a kiss, nigga. You silly. Come on. As everybody said, that's my favorite line. Come on.
So, that I think one of the things that whole overarching question for Master and None is, when is the right time to actually introduce your partner to your family? Yeah, especially when you know your family is ticky boom boom.
I think it varies for everybody. Mm-hmm. Like I think what you said, Niram, is the important part. You have to know your family. Mm-hmm. And you need to know that. So, some folks, you need to introduce them to your family early on. So like a drip drop process. So you give a little 10 minutes here, 30 minutes there, and you work to the holiday. Other families, I think it's important for you to kind of wait until, y'all are official, or as I like to say, the 3 words, you the one. Mm-hmm. So meaning you're mutually exclusive or you have a mutual understanding. Okay? Mm-hmm. But also I think it's important, and maybe you can speak to this, for whoever you bring home when they ain't crazy. Because that take time to make sure it's not a bomb. I always like to say you should do a test run.
You should.
With family and friends.
Not even family. You should do it with friends. Cousins. Yeah, like your second cousin, third cousin.
Yes, that y'all
maybe
friend,
a BFF.
Yes.
Start off with them. Like do a double date.
Yes.
See, and then do a follow-up with your family afterwards, family and cousin, to see if they be like,
and then be
like
open
her.
To the critiques.
Yes.
Now, you got to be open. Because I know some people who are not open to critiques. I done told some friends, yeah, he's cute, but you shouldn't take him outside the bedroom.
I've had a couple friends like that too. Like, your mama ain't gonna like her
at all.
Your mama ain't gonna like her
at all.
And I had a couple friends be like, oh, she the one. She good for you.
Yeah,
I like her.
Don't mess up.
Yeah, don't you mess that one up. I know who you are.
As a person, I love you.
And I love you.
Yeah.
But don't you mess that up, because you got some fuckboy tendencies.
And I know you're trying to work through it. So I think that's what it is. Like, I think, that's kind of, that's such an individualized question. Mm-hmm. But I think, the core pieces of that is, making sure they're not crazy. Do a test run with someone. be able to take that critique from that person. So make sure it's someone that you're willing to take it from.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think it's the 3 words. You the one.
You the one.
I'd like to wait until you mutually exclude. And that doesn't have to mean you're the only person dating, but that understanding, like, we're taking it to the next level. Right. So that idea of talking about the future. Mm-hmm. So y'all not just living in the present.
Right.
So you see each other being with each other months down the road. So I think that's so important. You got anything to add to that, or you think that's the basics?
Don't be bringing everybody to your parents' house.
Yeah.
Because you know these chicks are crazy. And then you do some fuck boy shit, they do some fuck girl shit, and now they coming at your mama house.
Come on. And you got cousins like me who talk about them.
Right.
Nipples and toes. I'm dead. What's your Instagram name?
Nipples and toes?
That's so artistic.
And I think one of the things is just listen to the feedback, because family and friends, even if you bring them over to like your friend's family house, like, you know, you're going over your best friend house for Thanksgiving and you bring your partner, you know, they mom and daddy going to tell you.
Yes.
Like, something wrong with that nigga.
Something ain't right.
He weird. That nigga weird.
I story about my mother. I had a cousin bring someone to a family barbecue, and he was different. You know, he was just different. He was one of the highly educated brown men. So, you know, like I said, we're educated, but he highly educated. So it was kind of he was touched by white hands too, as we say. If y'all go to episode 1, y'all know what I mean. But anywho, he was a nice guy. But what he did, he came into my house and shook my mother's hand, but shook it too hard. And she couldn't let it go. For years, she kept talking. And eventually, you know, my cousin broke up with this person. But for years, to this day, she'll still bring up, whenever somebody brings somebody new, I knew he was crazy because he shook my hand. He damn near broke my fingers off. I said, don't you ever shake my hand like that again. I'm like, Ma, from a handshake?
That nigga crazy.
He crazy. He shook my hand like that. He gonna shake you like that one day. I was like, I think you're jumping.
Oh, man.
I think you're stretching. But that's the truth. And that's just how families operate. So you remember when you met what was that like when you met my family?
Oh, man, I have 2 different stories.
Okay.
So the first time I met like your father's side, I think this is the first time I like met your mom and dad.
Yeah.
And we was going back up to college, and I came and picked you up. And I remember calling you like, "Hey, I'm outside." He's like, you need to come in and meet my family."
Beat the horn on my family.
So I come in, and it's like 40 niggas there.
Be quiet. What you mean 40 niggas?
You know how your family be having them damn picnics. You got all them damn uncles and cousins and shit, and all of them was there.
Everybody looking alike, same forehead.
Your auntie, what's your name? Niram. Oh, I like that. I like him, Niambi. He good.
Yeah.
So like. And like meeting like all the men in your family and things like that. And that was cool.
Meet them all.
And you know, and it was cool because they just like run round the way brothers. They kind of remind me of my uncles and shit like that. You know, we talk about the Lions and you know, basketball and shit like that. It's like, oh yeah, that nigga cool. That nigga cool. Yeah, he a good one. Yeah. He go to school.
Yeah.
And he like sports. Oh yeah.
Not sports.
He the one. I do remember meeting your little cousin and we're like, you know, what's up, little fella? What's up? And him being like, I'm bigger.
How old was he?
Like 5. Like, I said, oh, excuse me, little homie.
Let me put you in your place.
I'm
now.
bigger.
I'm bigger.
I'm bigger. The fuck? I'm saying what's up. I'm trying to say hello to everybody. And this little nigga talking about I'm bigger.
He didn't even give you dap, did
no,
he? He
didn't give me no dap, no 5 and nothing. This nigga like 5. You know, every 5-year-old like 5. Give me 5.
No.
I'm bigger.
It walked away.
Ooh, your family's shady. And then I remember meeting like your grandparents. And like that side of the family, so your aunts and things of that sort. So that story you was telling about grandma and like the you know, first time I'm on there and I'm tapping on the blender because you know grandma just going.
Yeah, she
grandma
gone.
Got that gift of gab, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't checked out. So
tap.
Yeah, baby, you play an instrument or something? Play piano? No. Well, why the fuck you tapping up on my damn blender? Get this nigga tapping on my damn blender.
You gonna break it.
Right.
I just bought it.
It broke my damn blender.
That Vitamix.
And then I met the man.
The man, the legend.
The myth. Uncle Junebug.
He always there.
And I remember him being like, woo! You're a big nigga.
You're a big Negro.
You're a big ass nigga. You played football? I'm like, yeah, I used to play football in college. You gotta leave that shit in the past, nigga. I'll break your ass down. He come
I think everybody at the table fell out because the thing is Uncle Juba act like he was sincere, like, oh, what you used to do? You used to play that, and he asked a couple questions. You play football?
Yeah.
Oh, you used to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the past.
Leave that shit in the past. Nigga, I'll break you down with your big ass.
Mind you, Uncle Junebug, what, 5'9"?
5'9", like 155 pounds soaking wet.
In Martinez.
I'm 6'3", a cool 285, 300 pounds. And Uncle Junebug talking about he'll bring my ass down to size. And he bring out this little switchblade.
Was it rusty?
I don't know if it was rusty. But I just remember, you better take... You big nigga, I ain't got to worry about my niece getting hurt. Big nigga, you better take care of my niece.
Protect her.
You better protect her.
I love them. Oh, I love my family.
You better protect my niece. So,
man.
that was me, Uncle Junebug. That was a trip.
All right. Well, for mine, I remember your family. It was Thanksgiving. So it was like your mom, your sister, all your nephews, your nieces, all that, your brother-in-law. You know, it was nice. It was a friendly environment. So I always like to say your family environment a little more calmer and couthful than mine. So we ate dinner. We all sitting down. The food was good. Everyone throw down. We was full. The fun part for me, or the interesting part, came for me after dinner. So Niram's niece asked for someone to read a book to her. At that time, was she about 3, 4, maybe no more than 5? So you know me, I'm like, yeah, let me go do that. I volunteered because I was nervous to be at that table with his mom and his sister. Okay, so I was like, we done had a meal. I don't really want to ask no more questions. I'm extroverted on this podcast, but I'm really a closet introvert. So I gave all I could give, and I just really wanted to go in the corner. So I was like, oh, I'll be safe with his niece. You know, we'll just go in this corner. I'll read this little book to her. She go to sleep. We good. Nope. Guess what? She read about 3 books to me. Like I said, she about 3 or 4. All the books were upside down, and she couldn't read. So the book was upside down. She turned the pages. She just telling the story from the pictures. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll read it to you. She said, no, I can read very well. I'm like, ma'am, but the book upside down. And so she just telling me all the stories. So we reading Goodnight Moon, Where the Wild Things Go, everything. And she telling all the stories. She added ad-libs. She added new characters that I ain't never heard of. I ain't know it was a character named Mary in Goodnight Moon, but she talked about Mary. And then, you know me, we was on the page for about 10 minutes. So I tried to turn the page. She said, I ain't done reading. I said, ain't no words on this page. So after she got done reading or spoken word, I don't know what it was. I'm like, well, all right, we done read 3, 4 good books. We're good, right? And she's like, all right, now it's time for me to perform. I said, perform? I said, oh, okay, what this mean? So then what we did, she put on some Disney movie and she reenacted the whole Disney movie while I was playing on the TV. So this included outfit changes. She had a boa. She was all the characters' names, and she knew every single word. So about 3 hours later, she finally released me because it was time for bed. And that's when I knew, oh, this was my initiation into the family. And I just looked back at everybody, and everybody was like, we told you. We told you not to go over there and read that book. She had me hostage for 3 long hours. We read these books. She acted. She performed. Okay? She was a performer. But, you know, that's really what I remember when I was, you know, meeting your family, Niram. And I think your niece gave me the introduction. And, you know, I love his family so much. And how old is she now? Like, she in 8th grade now?
Yeah,
she probably
like 7th,
well, she shouldn't be listening to this.
No, this is grown up
This
talk.
too, but she in 8th grade now, so time flies. So I guess when she get married, I'm gonna tell this story about how she had the boa and performing, and I don't know if who was watching Lion King or what, but she had like dance routines too.
Well, you know, she was in tap, so she probably gave you her tap dance routine.
She gave me the tap routine, and everybody was just looking at me and her to the point where she started putting her outfits on me, and I was just leaning, and I was like, finally, she going to bed. Finally, she going to bed. So that was my story.
Oh man, that was a great time.
Yeah.
So we got some kitchen table talk.
Of course we do.
You know what? I pulled this one from Twitter because this is hilarious. Twitter's been talking about this for the past couple of days. But before we get there, kitchen table talk, sis bruh cuz, submit your questions to blacklovematters@gmail.com. Remember, that's black, no K, love matters with a S @gmail.com. Or you can leave us a voicemail at 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Leave us your questions. We will read them on the air and respond. So this girl on Twitter, I'm just going to read the question and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
It says, my husband best friend proposed to his girlfriend during our wedding ceremony?
No.
My husband.
That's already my answer. You don't have to read no more. No.
So peep this. It says my husband and I started dating and got pregnant, had a child, moved in together, bought a house, and got a dog in that order.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Our friends and family asked us for years why weren't we married. Why weren't we married yet? We always pushed it off to build our better lives, like we are doing. We done really well for ourselves, and finally reached the point where we could afford a huge blowout wedding to celebrate our lives with everyone we know, and everyone we know and love. My husband, best friend, quotes, air quotes, John, was the best man and officiant. The setting was beautiful. Everyone seemed happy. Our family was overjoyed. My mom may have used the phrase "Hallelujah."
The Lord was in the building.
The Lord was in the building a few dozen times. The atmosphere was moving, so moving that, in fact, that John stopped mid-ceremony.
Hold on, wait. John, the best man who officiated the wedding.
Yes. John, the best man who officiated the wedding, mid-ceremony, stopped to propose to his long-time girlfriend, air quotes, Jane, and revealed her pregnancy. Yes. I couldn't hear my vows my husband wrote or the rest of the ceremony over the noise of Jane's happy sobs. Her very surprised family, who were also guests at the wedding, and the people seated next to her, congratulating her. Even the videographer cut to Jane frequently during the wedding. Hold on, I lost my spot.
Oh Lord, ceremony.
Yeah. Like I said, even the videographer cut to Jane frequently during the ceremony, and you can't hear nothing over the chatter. When John gave his toast,
so they didn't even say "I do" yet.
No. So John was like, "This so moving. I got something I want to say."
Like a testimony in church.
Yes, I got something I want to say. Jane, will you marry me? Yes. Oh yes. She pregnant too, y'all.
Ooh. Okay, keep going.
So when John, the best man / officiant, gave his toast, he apologized for being caught up in the moment, and then proceeded to talk about he and Jane's future, and that with that very moment, and without mentioning none of us. During the reception, John and Jane became the primary focus of our guests. John even went out his way to ask the band for a special dance.
Not the first dance. The band I paid for?
Yeah, a special dance for him and Jane on the dance floor. I'd never been an attention hog, and I wouldn't even mind if he had proposed at the ceremony. But weeks later, I'm still seething. Ooh, that's a big word, seething.
She should be.
Ooh, I am so shocked and angry, and I keep asking myself, is this real life? My husband hasn't spoken to John since the wedding, and our mutual friends think we did what he did was rude, but my husband should get over it. My husband has joked that he'll resume his friendship with John and Jane. Will resume his friendship with John and Jane when they give him a $40,000 check. That's for half of their wedding.
Come on, hey.
Do you think John's behavior warrant the end of our long-term friendship, or are we angry over nothing?
Ooh, hell to the no.
Niambi, what you got, baby girl?
That's some bull.
That's some bullshit.
That's crazy. Well, I don't even know if I'm the right person to answer this, because I have some very firm guidelines when it comes to wedding etiquette. Mm-hmm. And they done broke too many of them already. So, I believe that you're not supposed to wear white, even if the bride ain't supposed to be wearing white. Mm-hmm. Don't wear white. That is not the day to wear white. That's the day not to be godly. As I say, when I'm wearing my white, I feel godly. No white. Mm-hmm. Next, I believe you got to be on time. So if you're not on time for the ceremony, that means you just got to go to the reception. What gets on my nerves is if, as the bride, you about to come out and walk down the aisle, and then you got people coming through the back door talking about you look beautiful. No. Sir, ma'am.
Hell no.
Get the hell out of here.
You go to the reception.
You just go to the reception. You sit in your car, you go to McDonald's, do what you need to do. Next, My biggest thing is that there are no proposals or big announcements. It's not your day. I need you to at least wait 24 hours. And that's any type of wedding. I don't care if it's a destination wedding, it's down the street at the VFW hall. You don't do it. Because I done seen this too many times at brown weddings. Mm-hmm. That, especially if it's a nice one, because Negroes try to double dip.
Yeah.
And treat this as a vacation,
right.
a proposal, an engagement party, and somebody else's wedding. That ain't right. And I don't think it's appropriate. I think the day is about them two people who are getting married. Only thing should be said is that they look beautiful, even if they look like trash.
I'm going to propose.
And the food is good, even if the food is bad. Mm-hmm. You don't talk trash about that dry chicken. You say, this is wonderful. This is delicious. You're beautiful. The music's beautiful. I love this day. That's the only feedback you give.
Not that dry ass chicken.
People have put money on these weddings. And you talking about
with that gravy?
Chicken, with that gravy. Or that meat. I don't call it roast. I call it that meat with the gravy. If I go to anyone's wedding, you ain't never gonna hear me say it's trash.
Mystery meat.
I'm like, it was beautiful. She was beautiful. Love was in the air. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. But to get to the question, I'm not sure if we could be friends. Mm-mm. Or put it this way. That's a petty no. That's petty. But I don't know if we could be friends like we were before. Mm. So I think I would have to have a conversation with that person. But that relationship going to where it was. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But the question I have, is this a trend for that friend? So this was a bold action.
Very bold.
So that lends me to believe that this friend done did some shit like this before. So what's the expectations and boundaries that you setting on your friendship?
Well, I'm going to say like, he want to be a part of the spotlight. He the best man and the officiant. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was his wedding. Yeah. Come on. That's why his ass got to pay that $40,000.
Come on.
Because this nigga then went online and became an officiant through Google. And he over there
bought the ring and didn't tell didn't give your best friend no heads up?
No heads up, no nothing. Hey, man, I'm thinking about proposing.
Can I? It ain't I'm thinking. Yeah. Can I?
Nah. Not nigga, nah.
Nah.
You can wait all the way at the end.
This bride was nice to say at the reception it would have been different.
Yeah.
I say hell no to the reception too. No, this is not none of yours. You ain't getting no free food. No. They treat this like their engagement party.
Right.
Mm-mm. But also, I think what this goes back to, because, we got to give some type of productive advice, is all friends aren't created equally. So like I said, no, you probably don't have to squash this lifelong friendship, because I'm sure you all have memories and investments in each other. But I do think, all friends are created equally, and you might just need to adjust your lens to what this friend is. After you had this conversation, of course. So the way I like to say it is that some people are gallon people. Some people are gallon friends. And some people are pint people. And the thing is, you can't give pint people gallon love. Hey. So it sounds to me, person who wrote the question, you're a gallon person. And the person who proposed and did all this stuff is a pint person. So as a gallon person, you filling these pint people up. And they overflowing.
Just overflowing.
They say, it's just so much. I don't know what to do. And they waste it all over the place. Mm-hmm. So wasted mean they don't appreciate it.
Right.
So they just think it's the norm. But on the flip side, you as the gallon friend and that pint friend thinking they done did something. So they fill you up with your little pint, but you a gallon. You say, I'm still short. That ain't nothing. So the pint friend thought that little half-ass apology was good enough. Because it's like, I apologize. I was good. But that ain't a good enough.
Nigga, no.
Because that's not enough. And in the end, you end up feeling empty. Because you need more than a pint. And the pint person thinking you're doing something. So you have these feelings of hurt, shame, defeat, all this other stuff. You're seething, like you said. And and when you bring it to that, it's just time to rearrange your friend lineup. Mm-hmm. So you got this pint friend, and it still can be your pint friend, but you only need to give them a pint of love instead of giving them this full gallon. So again, it's just rearranging who your crew is. But on the petty side,
I'm petty. Run me my money.
What would you say? What would you just be like? I need some.
First of all,
I ain't gonna give you $40,000.
Run me my money, cuz we ain't friends no more.
What? All together?
Or we wait until they wedding come.
Petty.
And then even if you ain't pregnant,
just say it.
I'm gonna be the officiant, and I'm gonna say, I got something I'm gonna say.
My wife.
Me and my lady, we pregnant, y'all.
Yeah. Because pint people didn't get mad.
Right. I'm going to let you finish, cuz, but I got something I want to say.
And wait.
First of all, I would have been fighting at that wedding. I know how to fight in the tux. I would have been fighting.
A world star.
Look, Yes, it would have been on World Star. We had to just lose all that money because this nigga, and I already know the wife was like put together, like you was like, no, trying to save face. Fuck that.
Mm-mm.
We are throwing bows, and I want my money. I done spent all this money. We then had this bachelor party. We then went to Men's Warehouse and got these tuxedos, and you ain't mentioned nothing about you about to propose to this damn girl. Nothing.
You've been with her for 30 years.
You done been in her, and now you all shocking all of our $80,000 wedding, and you feeling in the moment, and you want to propose. Hell, nigga, no.
His wedding gonna be at the W Hall with chicken.
Exactly. You done did your vows, Niambi, and like right before he like Niram, but he's like, wait, Jane, I got something I want to say.
I can imagine.
Will you marry me?
I also want.
And then he be like, we pregnant too. Hell no. No. I'll come up out my money, cuz. No. We couldn't be friends. I couldn't be friends with him.
I couldn't even been in the bridal party because I would have said something.
Right.
As a bridesmaid.
Like something. Like where was the rest of the
crew
priority at? To be like, we need to take a brief intermission of this wedding. Yes. And then come back, cuss that nigga out.
Yeah, they go back.
And then get somebody else up there.
Meanwhile at the ranch.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I feel you on that pint gallon. Niambi, you always be speaking that truth. You always on that higher level of trying to get that advice. But nigga, I'm petty.
So you gonna wait till they wedding to show
We're gonna wait till they wedding.
You gonna have words with them.
Get back, Cease.
That's Niram. My advice is have the conversation, but then realize if you really need to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate friendships. Because remember, all friends aren't forever. So people come in your life for reasons, seasons, and purposes. And know that everybody's season isn't forever. So I would just take that in consideration.
All righty. Is that all we got?
I think that's all we got.
Well, that's all we got, folks. Remember, these are the questions of the day. You can respond to them on SoundCloud, blacklovematters.com. Remember, that's Black No K. Or you can leave us a voicemail at 508-784-1111. First question, would you have sex with a robot?
Well, see, why you...
Would you have sex with a robot? Black love community, we want to know.
Yeah.
Are you the one? Are you like that black guy? Are you having sex with him? Secondly, when it's the right time to introduce your family to your partner? Introduce your partner to your family. Are they ticky ticky boom boom?
Yeah.
Do you got any interesting stories about meeting your partner's family? Do somebody else got an Uncle Junebug story?
They got to.
Share that. Please leave us a voicemail. Like I said, 508-784-1111. Lastly, what are your thoughts on wedding proposals and big announcements during other people's weddings? Would you do it? Is it okay?
No.
If it's your brother, your sister, your best friend?
Nope. Perfect.
No?
Absolutely not.
Well, like I said, guys, respond to those questions on SoundCloud, Black Love Matters. Black with no K, blacklove.com, blacklovematters.com. Remember, that's Black with no K. Or leave us a voicemail at 508-784-1111. Lastly, leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes or Stitcher. And if you do, we'll shout you guys out. We got a couple for the next show.
We do. I'm excited about them.
Well, that's all we got now. Remember, love is ever evolving.
Talk to y'all later.
Peace.